Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of the viewers from around the world. This is your host Vaibhav, in today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, I will be explaining to you the properties and possible uses of the indicator named Average Directional Movement Index Rating, which is shortened as ADXR. This is a modification slide, you can say. Derivative of the ADX indicator. This is a smoother version. We will have this indicator providing us a lot more smoothing compared to what we saw in the case of ADX in last session. So let us now head to the JForex 4 platform, the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. Here we have these ADX in place. I will remove it and we will plot a new. You will find these indicators listed amongst the momentum indicators. Else, you can simply do a quick search. Just type in the ADXR and you will find this indicator, average directional movement index rating. So let's plot it with the default setting of the 14 candle period being its calculation period. And here is the Euro USD chart with the hourly candle period. So here we have this Euro USD providing us the opportunity to trade. And this indicator is used to look for the market sentiments, whether the markets are in strong momentum or it is simply trading sideways. We can you make use of this indicator to determine what is the prevalent mood in the underlying instrument. It can be any instrument of choice. Generally, we use Euro USD for explanatory purpose. If you feel like, you can opt for any other instrument. Let us, for a change, let's take USD JPY as the instrument of choice for this session. So here you can notice that USD JPY hasn't gone anywhere in today's session. It has simply traded in a narrow range. So here we have its plotting, and if we consider the ADXR value, it is losing momentum. That is clearly visible from the chart, and that is also visible in this ADXR plotting. For ADXR, the interpretation is same as the ADX. We consider the output value of the ADXR about 25 to be a strong trend, and if we have the ADXR value below 25, then that is considered more like a sideways market, not a strongly trending market, and we should be planning our trades accordingly. You can use it as a gauge of the strength of the trend. So if we have the confirmation on, for example, say on the bullish side, other indicators are giving you the idea that the underlying momentum is bullish. Then if you consider the ADXR output and it is about 25 and on the rise, not in the decline, then it is considered that the momentum is strongly bullish and this is likely to continue at least for a while. So that's how we use this indicator to look for the trades in a financial market. So it's fairly simple. It's kind of similar to the ADX. As I said in my introductory remarks, it is only a smoother version. So you can see a refined version of the ADX indicator. Similarly, it will work fine, just fine for the bearish trend as well. If we have strongly trending market in bearish territory, then also the ADXR will be on the rise and about 25. But if the underlying momentum is waning, we don't really have strong moves happening in any direction, then there won't be much of an strength in the ADXR output and it will start declining and eventually cross back below the 25 mark, which is considered an important marker of the strength of the trend. So here we consider this indicator to be a momentum gauge and we can trade it accordingly. So it's simple to understand and equally simple to implement on this JForex platform. So let us now see what are the editing options, the customization options provided to us on this platform. So all we have to do is go to the edit section and there we will have the options provided to us for customizing this indicator as per the requirement. If you are trading on lower time frame, then you can utilize the, let me change it. Suppose if you are trading on an intraday basis with the lower time frame, say for example 15 minutes, still the ADXR will work just fine. And even on intraday basis, you can see if the trend is strong or not. So here, even if you are an intraday trader, you can take the help of these ADXR output and see how the momentum is shaping up. If it is strongly bullish, then that is more likely to continue on the upside, and if it is strongly bearish, then it is likely to sustain at least for next couple of hours on the bearish side. So you can take advantage of that and plan your trade entries and exits accordingly. Now I will restore it back to the hourly candle period. Coming to the editing options, we can vary the calculation period which is considered for the output of the ADXR. So this is the number of candles which will be utilized to calculate the output value of the ADXR. If we lower it, then we will have a lot more fluctuations in the output value of the ADXR, and that is expected as the momentum is likely to change from hour to hour, and as we change the calculation period, the fluctuations will be that much more visible in these starting of the ADXR output, and we are likely to see the ADXR output shaping up accordingly. So here we had this strong trend in the upside. So we had the ADXR plotting on the higher side, and as the momentum waned and the underlying instruments went sideways, we had this ADXR output declining from 69 to below 25. Now again, let's change the time period and restore it back to say whole days worth of data. So now I have taken 24 as the calculation period, and this is being hourly chart. So we are looking at last 24 hours of price data, and accordingly this ADXR output value is being derived. So you can make a sense that for last 24 hours there has not been strong momentum in the USD JPY. It is simply moving sideways within a narrow range. So all you have to do is plan your trades accordingly. You have to define the range, and it is advisable to buy it on the low and sell it on the high. So that's the way you can take advantage of these fluctuations in the price movements in ADXR output. Now coming to, let me restore it to 14, and then we have the output. So line, we have trend up and trend down. You can change the color combination, you can go for different color combinations. We have these styling options provided to us, or if you feel like, you can change these colors, and you can use different color for when the output of the ADXR is on the rise and when it is declining. You will have different kinds of plotting with this color combination, and it will become pretty much easier for you to make sense of the momentum, if it is rising or if it is simply on the decline. So we are done with the output. Let's consider what's there in the labels. We don't really have anything on the label side. So we come to the editing options, the advanced editing options provided on the JForex platform. If you want the data to be recalculated only on new candle, then you have to opt in for this. And in that case, the output of this ADXR will remain constant for the given candle period, and there won't be any change. And as and when you change it, we will have, if we change the last option, if we opt out of it, then the output value of the ADXR will keep fluctuating throughout the given candle period. If we want the calculation period to be highlighted, you have to opt in for this, and whatever is the calculation period, it will be highlighted. All right. Then coming to the other editing options, calculate from custom data. You can calculate from custom data the instrument, use it from the chart. So whenever you change the instrument from one instrument to another, the plotting will be done for the new instrument with the same parameters as was the case with the prior instrument. So there won't be any change in terms of the parameters of the plotting, but only the instrument will change. And for that also, it will be plotted. All right. And candle period, you can simply keep it same as per the chart, or you can specify it. You can hard code it if you opt in for any of these calculation period. Then regardless of what is the candle period of the chart, the plotting of this ADXR will be based on these lower time frame. The calculation will be based on 5 minutes, as I have specified it in advanced editing options. Now let's restore it back to the chart side. The spread side can be ask or bid. Show indicator on all periods. If you have opted for this, whenever you change the chart candle period from one, say for example, from hourly to 15 minutes or any other candle period, the plotting will be there for the ADXR. But if you opt out of it, then you have to specify on which time frame the ADXR should be visible, and only on that time frame the ADXR output will be visible. And on other candle periods, there won't be any plotting of the ADXR. Now it is only available on the hourly time frame. If I change it to say 30 minutes, for example, then there won't be any plotting of the ADXR indicator. So here we don't really have any ADXR plotted. Now again, I restored it back to ADX, and here we have now going to again the calculate from custom data, show indicator on all periods. Base period can be anything starting from none to all the way to month. So we have this option, and generally, as per my observation, it doesn't really make much of a difference. So, guys, that's all from my side for this session of ADXR, where I try to explain to you the properties and possible uses of this very helpful, very useful indicator. I would hope that you would try it out and see how you can customize this indicator to take advantage of the emerging opportunities in trading in any instrument of your choice. So thank you all for joining in. For further coverage of the market developments, do check out the Dukascopy Analytics page. We are also available on the Facebook. You can reach out to us there too. For this platform, the link has also been provided in the bio. So do check it out. Thank you all for joining in. I will be back tomorrow with a new indicator, new explanation, new uses. Still, then have a fabulous time ahead. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.